Sharpay here with you. We are going to get started tonight. I am running both the Dragon of Icespire Peak and the Lost Mines of Phandelver. They both take place out of the town of Phandalin. So we're running both because honestly, we started with Dragon of Icespire Peak. Not that impressed with it. It's basically a message board. So I just put this message board in this adventure. And that's how we're going to run this. Also, fair warning, we're running Pathfinder rule set. Things have been altered and adapted slightly, and that's just because Pathfinder's free, and my players wanted a free system. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, I'm live, and I honestly need you guys to recap your characters for me because it has been a few weeks.
Andreas, do you want to go first?
Okay, so we have. Let me mute. Sorry.
You good?
There we go. Don't want to deal with the thing we did last time where I'm hearing myself half a second delayed.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. We had Hans, a little bit dumb. He's not super dumb. Barbarian. And then we also have Tiny Bink, a frog person who was a thief, I believe.
Rogue.
And you're a human barbarian?
Human barbarian, yes.
And Bink, at least you guys got simple names, so if I can actually remember them, is a what's the name of the frog person?
Bink.
No, what is their species name?
Ripley's.
Ripley Rogue. Super sick. You guys are level 2. Out of curiosity, what are your guys' HP totals right now?
Let me
balancing
double check.
reasons?
I think it was 22 for Bink.
Okay. Hans?
Level 2. Hans, he is character sheet, loaded up. 19.
19, okay. Just so I can make sure everything kind of stays online here. Cool. So, does one of you two want to do the recap? Remember what happened last time? It was pretty straightforward.
So let's see. We came to town. Bink and Hans had a little bit of a introduction, considering you don't see too many frog people around.
Yeah.
Bink jumped on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she jumped on his head, and then they went to what they thought was going to be a simple thing of bring the old lady into town, get paid easy money. Turns out Hans fought for his life there, and Bink almost got carried away, I think, as well. But they managed to bring the lady back into town. She went to the tavern, she got away from them, and then they had to go back and get her to get money from the mayor, if you will, I think.
Town Master Harbin Wester.
Yeah. Town Master. And a little bit of a quirky fellow. Had that and got paid from him, spent the night at the tavern, and then went off to go warn some dwarves in the mines about some dragons nearby, which is where we kind of left off.
Yes.
A slime had dropped down from the ceiling or something.
Yes.
I think so, yeah, the gelatinous cube.
Yes. Wonderful. I am so glad that we are on the same page here. So that is accurate to me. Just as a point of fact, I'm going to go ahead and reread the quest itself. Dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here. Have been working on archaeological digs seeking treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them, then return to Town Master Harbin Wester to collect a reward of, and I don't know what I said before, but this time I'm saying 100 gold pieces. If the characters undertake this quest, that's for me. That's the page I need to go to. So that's what your board said. You guys arrived at the location, and there were these huge rocky walls at the end of a canyon with a 20-foot high wall of black stone running across it. And actually,
go ahead and go off of your stream because I can see those hidden bits.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe I should not do video for you guys. Yeah, for now, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn that off. Okay. Boom. So you guys walked through this first initial 20-foot wall with a gate carved into it, and this is like these are obviously ruins. This is obviously somewhere. These are, like I said, ancient like relics and excavations. And as you walked through, you were greeted by a secondary wall, which you guys did also pass through, and were met by the pair of dwarvens, Dazzlin and Norbis, who had a conversation with you guys about a relic that they had found. They were a matching set pair of sending stones to send messages back and forth. Well, a message back and forth a day, and they were willing to barter them to you if you guys are willing to essentially clear the way for them. And you guys did some negotiating, and ultimately ended up deciding to go in. You entered through this main hallway and were greeted by a narrow hallway that opened up into a wider chamber. On your left there was a once secret door that had been the wall had been pushed aside, and there's just a small room filled with rubble essentially. And as you guys made your way through the hall into a room with 4 crumbling pillars and an altar at the other side, Hans approached the altar to inspect it, and something dropped from the ceiling.
Oof.
So I'm going to have you guys roll initiative, and that's how we're going to start.
Okay, gotta get my Google roll.
Yeah, there is also a dice roller in Owlbear. It's the little square icon in the top left, next to Party, and it opens up like a dice tray. So either or, however you want to roll. I totally trust you guys, but there is a program for that here if that's easier.
I just pulled actual dice.
Well, that works too, and that is kind of and that's one of the advantages that tabletop has is we all have our own things to roll. They're all communal rolls. Whether you let the computer roll for you or you pick up the dice and let it fall through the tower yourself, we all get to share the results of that. This is not that way. So as a reminder, everybody's on their honor system. Anybody who cheats at D&D is only cheating themselves.
And Dave will come to your house and stab you in the neck.
Hans got a total of 10.
All right.
Bank got a total of nat 20.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I doubt
rolled
very
good.
seriously that the jelly will roll a nat 20. It did not.
The Gillette. Oh wait, 24.
24. Even better. Even better. So I have 1.
I'm trying to
2.
speed run through Bank because her file got corrupted.
Oh no! Well, good thing you guys were only level 2.
Yeah. So I'm like fixing her stats.
Yeah, you have a minute here. Okay, so you guys should have your tokens on the right-hand side now that you've added them, so you can drag them yourselves into the map. Hans was in one of these 2 tiles adjacent to the, and you can scale yourself down by clicking your dude and basically pinching him in or expanding him out. So you can move yourself either one of those.
Oh, there you go.
And then I got you. And then Bink, you were in the room as well. I don't have notes on specifically what you were doing. I imagine you were kind of somewhere in this.
I think he was on his head.
Oh, that makes sense. So we'll put you in. You can pick any of the adjacent tiles to him to spring off onto, or you can continue to share his tile because you're tiny, right? Are you small?
Let me double. I think I'm small.
Okay.
Small.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make a ruling and say that you guys can absolutely share a tile if you want to. You don't take up that much space, so you'll just have to superimpose your tiles on top of each other. But go ahead and pull your own tile in, Jennifer, whenever you're ready.
Oh, I didn't already?
I don't see it.
Where'd it go? Oh, okay, the map switched. And then how do I make it smaller
You,
again?
you click on it in the middle, and there are like arrows that show up on either side, and you just grab one of those arrows, you drag it inward, and it like pinches it down.
I'm not getting any arrows.
No, don't hold. Just click it once, and then it'll come up like label, colors, and little arrows, and you take the arrows and you pinch them.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, let's do it there.
And then you guys can name yourselves too with that label if you want. Cool. So are you going? So you're going to stay in this tile, or are you going to? Because you start us off, so you can.
Oh, okay.
You can be wherever you want to be, but you will start combat. Okay, so actually, let me narrate this real quick. Let me set the tone, and not just throw you guys into combat here. You guys were in area. This one. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, there's not a whole lot here. I get to be a DM. Awesome, love it. So yeah, you guys walk into this, and I will remind you that though it's been recently excavated, this is somewhere that the dwarves Dazzlin and Norbis have only recently opened up, and so it has a distinct like mustiness to it. And now that this jelly has like dropped in front of you guys, there's a more distinct stank coming off of it as well. So Hans walks through this corridor, which opens up between these pillars, and Bink is getting a bird's eye view or a Hans head view of the area. But unfortunately, these are 20-foot ceilings, and so 10 foot above even Bink, there was this jelly which was sitting, watching, waiting over the altar. And as soon as Hans approached quick enough, it plopped down and plop. And it gets I guess it gets a surprise attack first before you guys get to take your turns. So give me just 1 second. I'm gonna pull him up. Here he is.
To imagine this, it's like a greenish yellow jelly, right?
Yeah, basically, and it's dimly lit. I believe Hans had a torch. It's dimly,
Yeah.
It's dimly lit, but in the light of the torch, you can see that it's like wet. It's glistening. When it moves around, it makes like a slopping sound. And it definitely hit that altar with a distinct splat. Hans probably got like a little schmutz on him at exactly chest height where the top of the altar like splatted out at him. And
okay, cute.
This jelly. Come on now, where is it? He's gonna swipe. He's gonna reach out one of these tendrils. He rolled very poorly though, and I don't believe a 7 hits Hans.
No.
And he's going to miss his attack. Let's see here. Okay, and Bink gets to start us off.
Okay. Let me make sure I have my daggers equipped because I don't want to have it happen like last time.
Yes, please do. Please do make sure.
Okay. Bink's gonna definitely want to jump off. And would she be able to like jump Hans and pull him? Or no? Like to get him away from the jelly?
I mean, you could roll a strength check, but Bink would know that even if they were successful in pulling Hans off the jelly, like the jelly would still probably get another shot at him.
Okay. Okay, Binks is gonna just jump backwards then.
Okay.
Like, do a back. Do I have to do? How far could I make?
Without a running start, you can usually run 10 plus your strength modifier. So 2 tiles is fair for sure.
Okay, so like 1, 2. And then can Bink would like to see what this kind of thing is? Would that be like under dungeoneering or?
You could do. Yeah, I'd absolutely allow a knowledge dungeoneering check to see what you know about these
Bink's
jellies.
gonna do a knowledge dungeoneering. So roll 6.
6.
Plus,
I'm about to say that's not a
6 plus 6 plus 7, so 13.
Okay, 13 is not bad. So you would know that basically these things aren't studied super in depth because nobody bothers capturing them. They're considered to be a significant menace in these types of excavations, but not unheard of. Like dwarves definitely know what these jellies are, and that they come in different colors and viscosities. You would know on a roll of 13 that based on the coloring of this one, like it's within the realm of the damage that you and Hans can do. But you would also know that that battles against these kinds of jellies can get out of hand quickly.
Okay. Bink is gonna yell, "Don't touch the jelly!" Oh goodness, and that's it.
Okay. No attacks, no nothing, because you've only done your movement.
Mm.
Do you have arranged anything? You want to throw a dagger at it or something, or?
No, but can Bink get her like poison stuff ready on her skin? Hold on, let me. Is it
I don't
called
know.
Rachel?
Yeah, I'm about to say that's going to be straight off your character sheet because I have no idea.
Yeah,
what.
that is. Okay, it's toxic skin. You can create a poison. Yeah, Bink would like to start making her poison.
Okay, you're going to start making your poison. How long does that take? Is that one standard action or is that one full action?
I think it's that. Okay, you can create a poison. Fort DC 14, 1/round for 6 rounds.
One a round for 6 rounds. It seems excessive that it would take 6 rounds to do. I think it means you can do it one time per round for up to 6 rounds in a day.
Okay, I guess Bink just like start kind of squeezing the poison out and then come back, I guess, next round.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to work. So yeah, it'll take the rest of your turn to like start the excretion and collection process, whatever that looks like for you.
I think that's just Bink like squatting and like hyper focused. Like it looks like she might be constipated.
Okay.
And it's just like if you look close enough, Bink's getting sweaty.
Right. Okay. I like it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
It does, unfortunately, bring us back to the jelly. He did roll better
no.
than our man Hans. And ooh, that's a better roll though. That is a 19 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Okay. Wow! Really?
What the coob do?
I don't know. I haven't rolled for it yet. I just am now. I am just now reading the full extent of the stat block. Okay, one high roll, one low roll. He takes 7 bludgeoning damage and another 4 acid damage.
Bye-bye, Hans.
Hans is already hurt and then he hasn't moved.
Well, I encourage you to think tactically. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, just matter of fact, these jellies don't have multi-attack, so that's it. He's done, and makes it really easy. Hans, you're up. Could be worse.
Okay.
It could have gotten a surprise attack and then also got you before your initiative order. So,
I mean, if it killed me, then I would have been like, I wouldn't have felt bad because I didn't get to do anything. Whereas here, I have a chance to make a decision, and it could be a bad one.
I know you probably have one chance to make a decision here, but I don't know. It could be 2. You could roll poorly. I don't know. It's up to you. What's Hans doing?
We'll see.
What's Hans doing?
What's Hans doing? He was gonna do something. He was gonna do something very differently. But let's see. He is going to.
Now you guys got some pots, right, from Miss Cadabra at the end of your.
Yeah, we got a couple of them.
Okay, all right.
Hans is going to use one of those cure light wound potions.
Okay.
I forget how much it heals.
It's
Flat D8, right?
It's a D8, usually plus the intelligence modifier of the person.
A -1, so I don't know if it'd just be flat or minus that one.
No, it's D8 because usually it's minimum of 1 for that kind of stuff. So D8 plus
Okay.
1.
Let's find the D8. Six. Flat 6. Okay.
6 plus your 1 is 7. Or 5 plus
Sure.
1. What'd you roll? 6.
I flat 6, but intelligence modifier was a -1.
No, but yeah,
Assuming
but
I'm taking flat.
there's specifically written in a way that it's minimum of 1. And
Okay.
so it doesn't matter, if it's 1 or lower, you always get +1. It doesn't matter if it's 0 or -3. So.
All right. Hans pulls out his delicious can of Pepsi Zero. He chugs this. He heals for like 7 damage, and he's gonna like do like the sound and like crumple the can and go into a rage. Hans pulls out his delicious.
Okay.
And once I get that rage into the temporary bonuses. Let's see. There we go. How do I? There we go.
Yeah, and PC Gen has a system for that.
Yeah. There we go. It's in there. All right. Once he's going to be in a rage, he is going to go for a swipe with his axe at the slime.
Give it a swippity swipe.
Really keep the dice on instead of putting them back each time. Oh, that's so bad. Nat 1.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a nat 1.
In my game, the consequences of a nat 1 are basically that you lose grip of your weapon and have to take the remainder of your turn to recover it. So it is wonderfully prudent that you thought to drink your health potion first. But that'll sum it up for you, Hans. You go to give it a swing, and you like the handle of your axe is like coated in some of the jelly from the splat on the altar, and it just straight up like slips out of your hands, and you're like doing the cartoon thing where you're going to grab it, and it's like slipping out of your hand. You go grab it, and you just take the rest of your turn to regain your composure. Brings us back to the top.
Wait, did Hans fall
I'm sorry, what was that?
Did Hans fall like straight on his butt, like on his ass?
No, he didn't fall. He just literally lost grip of his weapon and didn't like throw it across the room. He like did that like juggling thing where he's and he like ends up getting it and like bringing it back down again. But a turn is 6 seconds, so he's a couple seconds fumbling with his weapon is basically your whole turn.
Oh, okay. To baby Bink.
To baby
little mincy ball.
Bink. First off, it's gonna laugh. Quick Bink noise. That is. Just then, could Bink do like specifically a dungeoneering check to see like weaknesses, or is that a possibility?
Nope, you've already done one dungeoneering check on these, which represents your best ability to recall knowledge on these guys.
Okay. Okay, so by now Bink has poison ready?
By now she has 1 dose of poison ready.
Okay. Let me see if I picked that up or not. Did I pick it up? Sneak attack. Dark vision, evasion, princely, toxic skin. Okay. Bink wants to apply that to her daggers. She could only apply it to one of her 2-handed daggers, right?
Correct. She's only have 1 dose.
Okay. So, like, right hand dagger, she's gonna kind of, like, wipe it on her skin.
Give me a second. You have an immunity to poison because it's your own poison, so you don't have to worry about accidental poisoning. But it is a standard action, so it'll take your your thing you do basically to apply the potion. So if you poison, so if you don't move, then you can do something with it. But if you if you move, you won't also be able to attack. I guess is what I'm getting at.
If I throw, do I get a disadvantage or no?
You don't get a disadvantage. I believe you just get. Well, I mean, you get the standard -4 penalty of an improvised weapon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, can Bink pay? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Bink can, like, the dagger weighs no more than 5 pounds. Can Bink use her tongue and shoot across and stab the slime and pull it back?
I doubt that that 3-foot Bink has a 10-foot tongue, so no. But it's a great thought.
No, she has a 10-foot tongue. You have a prehensile tongue with a range of 10 feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why I picked it up.
Okay. Well, there's 10 feet of space between you, so you'd have to use your free 5-foot step to move in behind Hans. But then, yeah, you could do that.
Okay, she's gonna use her free 5-foot step, and that would get me to like 1 square, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then stabby, yeah.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Yeah, for sure. You need to roll for an attack, I guess.
Woo. Okay, and that one 20 to hit, and then it's if I hit, we figure it out from there.
Right.
Okay.
What kind of
17.
No, go
Huh?
ahead. No, go ahead. What's the hit?
For the D20, I rolled a 17.
Okay, that's a hit. Roll damage, and then please tell me what kind of damage it is, or what weapon you're attacking. It's a dagger.
I'm using a dagger, but I picked up weapon finesse, so I use my dexterity modifier.
Right. I'm talking like if it's like slashing, pierce. I think it's piercing because they're daggers. Yeah.
I think it's piercing. It doesn't say, so I think it's piercing.
Yeah, I think it's piercing.
Okay. So it's 1d3. Oop. 1d3. Oh, I don't have a d3.
It's just roll a d4. Roll a d4. It's fine.
Just roll a d4. Okay.
Roll a d4. It's fine.
Okay, I got
that
a 4.
Damage difference is negligible.
Okay, cool. And then plus my dexterity is 4, so 8.
Sick. Piercing damage to the jelly.
And then the poison. Do I add the poison too?
Usually there's a fortitude save.
It's you create poison, Fort DC 14, and then after that it does 1d2 dexterity damage.
Right, until it saves.
Until cure
okay,
1 save.
So he's not immune to poison. You said.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's not immune to poison. He did roll a 15 though.
Okay, so he beats it.
Yeah. So poison is sick.
So
I
he
used
gets
a ton
stabbed,
of it
but
against
no
my
poison.
players. Yeah. So basically, your tongue shoots out, and you stab him you stab him, and you watch as the dagger like sinks into the jelly, and the rest of the jelly is kind of like slurps around it, and Bink has to like take a minute to like getting it in was easy, but like yanking the dagger free was significantly more work. Because she's stabbing it with her tongue, she gets to taste what that delicious ochre jelly tastes like as globs of it come back, shooting back with the momentum of yanking the dagger free, and it tastes like a combination of like rotten eggs and poop, something in that range.
Would Bink like that though as a frog?
That's up to you.
I think Bink's gonna be like, this tastes like home. Bink's a...
Super.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
I think that's it for Bink.
I think that's it for Bink too. I think that's all Bink can do, which does bring us to Mr. Jelly, who is not happy about being stabbed. And from his perspective,
Understandable.
it probably doesn't make any difference where he stands. Is he just get irritated by that? Is he? No. Yeah, he's gonna stay on target. He's gonna stay on target. That's a high roll. That's a high roll. That is an 18 to hit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Okay, buddy, brace yourself.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Put the dice on the ground.
If you survive the mana core but not the dungeon slime,
It's a one shot.
That's
I
gonna be
honestly don't
hilarious.
care if I kill you guys. Like it's a one shot. I really don't.
I know, but it's funny.
Keep in mind these guys have a super low armor class, but that is, let's see here, 8 bludgeoning damage and 1 single acid damage as another one of its long tendrils comes out and just slops like right up against your face, just whap, and it, the impact is what gets you, but then it leaves like a sizzling, stinging sensation that's more than just the pain of being slapped, but there's also like that you can like does Hans doesn't have a beard, he has a mustache though, right?
He normally has a beard, but let's just say he has a mustache now.
He has a beard. No, his beard is fine because he can feel
No,
all those.
A mustache from the acid. The rest of it got burned off.
I see. Yes, exactly, yes. Wonderful, and that is it for our jelly because he's feeling really good about his chances right now.
That jelly bitch slapped you.
He's feeling really good about his chances right now. So he's done. Hans, you're up.
Hans, he's giving that exact same face with the jelly that's in the drawing. As he like pops another one of those health potions.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Heals for 6.
Okay. That's less damage than you just took, but it's important.
It's something.
Yeah.
It means he'll at least maybe survive another attack. And he is going to go for that wipe again.
Give it a swiggity swipe. Roll me something that's not a 1, buddy.
Nice. 24.
That's a hit. Roll your dimmadams. Damn.
10 damage.
10 damage. That is excellent. And you
Slashing.
have slashing damage?
Yeah.
So as sick. Okay. So as Hans does that, he brings his two-handed axe, one-handed axe.
One-handed.
Brings his hand axe down, and watching Bink's dagger go through, he's like, "Oh, this is a bit of softy." So gives it just a huge swing, and as he's like going golfing, just goes for the home run, slices clean through like butter, and then as his arm makes full extension and he gets to the end of his arc, there's like a significant portion of the jelly which is like kind of like riding on the top of his axe, and he stops swinging, and the rest of the jelly continues out, and you watch as the jelly splits in 2. And these 2 jellies equal, if you guys were looking at them, about the same mass as that one ginormous glob. But now that they have been sliced clean through with such vigorous force, they have popped apart, and there are now 2 slimes exactly half the size of the previous, which are
okay, so they're smaller.
Hanging out. Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
Shit. Okay. He's enraged, so there's gonna be any intelligence. I don't think he can even do an intelligence check or anything.
You like Rocky talk, you know. You don't really have. You don't have words.
Arnold
when
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger, yeah.
Okay.
You can flavor it however you want, but you just don't have. You can't.
Do
words.
the yell. Do the yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna. It's a confused yard, and I think he's gonna get upset. He's absolutely gonna get upset that he did not kill this thing, and he's gonna go for like a. He's gonna try. It's gonna try to be basically an intimidation. Like a yard, like questioning yard, and then it's gonna go, yeah.
You did that while I was taking the first one as I was taking a sip of my drink, and I almost shot it across the floor.
All right, let's see. Let's roll for that intimidation.
Yeah, give me that intimidation. Do that.
Oh, that's so terrible. Nat 1. 11 total.
I mean, 11 total's not terrible, but these things are jellies. They are not easily intimidated. They've got limited brain functionality, and no, I take that back. Yeah, their intelligence score is literally 2, so they don't even understand what's happening. They're just
so
food.
they're like they're raccoon smart.
Yeah, they're raccoon. They know where the food is and how to get it. It's about where they're at on this process.
Wait, hun, what'd you roll?
A nat 1 that ended up as an 11 because it's a skill check, so you can't crit fail on a skill check. You still get to add your skill modifier on top. So not so scared. The jellies are not so scared, but they are smaller, and you definitely took a significant chunk out of the middle with your swipe. But the bottom half and the top half are now definitely 2 separate halves.
Okay, that's gonna be it for Hans.
Okay, that brings us back up to Bink.
Baby Bink.
Bink.
Okay. Could Bink hop back onto Hans's head as of the 5 feet move?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. She's gonna hop back onto his head.
As long as Hans is going to allow it, I guess. If he's going to,
yeah,
it's a different deal.
That's fine.
Cool. I don't know if
and then
she's gonna change anything.
She's gonna look down and be like, "You made baby," and then Hans is going to Bink is seeing Hans do that yell thing, and she wants to do it because she has no clue what he's trying to do, but she's like, I want to be scary too, and Bink's gonna try to do an intimidation check on these slimes.
Go for
with
it.
The exact same thing of that, so
And that's good roleplay because they're your size now. They're smaller. They're Bink size now.
Yeah, they're Bink size, but I'm trying to think of how she. So it's a mix between the she's.
But everything for her is yeah.
It's a giant frog croak kind of deal. Okay, come on, Google Dice Roller. Okay. Where is my intimidate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 21.
That's a great roll. And both of the jellies just very obviously turn their attention from Hans to you. As you make this incredibly loud noise around these incredibly stupid creatures.
Okay, can Bink do anything else? Because she's hopped up. She's done a skill check.
You haven't attacked anything.
You haven't attacked anything. Okay.
You could move more.
With the tongue, with the tongue thing, because I know she can use that, with the feet, she can just use it an unlimited amount, because it's a tongue.
Yeah, it's like having an extra arm, basically.
Yeah. You know how, you can slash with a dagger? Could Bink extend her tongue and slash them both at the same time if they're within range?
No.
No?
No.
Ah, dang it. Okay, I gotta pick one?
Yep.
Okay, Bink's just gonna repeat the, shiv, and poison is no longer usable, or does that poison on the dagger last 6 rounds?
It lasts for 1 hit.
Oh, okay.
So now that you've hit something, it's gone, right? But and that's how it works basically. So that if you apply poison and you don't stab anything for 2 days, the first thing you stab should in theory
Oh,
before
okay.
it's saved for poison.
Okay. Bink's just gonna stab one. I think I'm gonna stab the one on the right. This one?
OG?
The right-hand side one?
Bottom half?
Yeah, bottom half.
You got it.
Okay, and then I gotta add my dice thing back in there. Hold on. Wait 1 second. How do I get back?
Gotta get back.
There we go. Okay. And then D20. Bink's hitting that thing. She rolled a 19. Google Dice is nice.
That's a hit for sure. Go ahead and roll your
Okay.
damage.
D4, I'm guessing, because we don't got D3.
Yeah, same as last time.
3 plus 4, so 7.
That is enough for me to ask you how you would like it to die.
Okay, how do I want it to die?
I'm about to say, it's a little less personal because it's a glob, so there's...
It's a glob, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, how do you want a glob to die? Okay, so I'm guessing, like, Bink, this time, is fully, like, clenching the dagger with the tongue, and she just stabs it.
Cool.
And then just pulls it upward so that the slime just, like, get pulled into the air and slammed back onto the ground, like, behind them.
As it, like, stretches it into, like, a small, skinny tendril, and then, like, boom, like, smacks on the ground and just, like, completely disintegrates and...
Yeah, like one
like
of those
smooshes.
jelly hands. Yeah, exactly, like one of the jelly hands.
And he did.
He did.
Sweet. I think you are, unless you want to say anything to Hans, I think you're just about up, though, for your turn now. You got a little bit of movement still.
She's just gonna say, don't touch skin. Poison sweat.
And she's on his helmet, so like he's not really concerned about that right now. Anything that isn't immediately hurting him, he's not thinking about.
Cool. Love it. Done, Bink?
Ooh. And I think that's it for Bink.
Okay, brings us to Jelly Part 2, who is looking up at Hans, who just made the big scary noise, and that is this jelly's target. Ooh, but with a, I doubt very seriously that a 7 hits. It's my second 4 of the night. It's crazy.
It does not.
Yeah, it's my second 4 of the night. It's crazy. Okay, so then he's done with that. And
Really, Hans Demption?
we're good, and we're done. No, actually, I take that back. He's going to try to pull away and start climbing up the wall behind you guys and, like, back out of reach, like, onto the ceiling, 20 feet, 15, 20 feet above you guys. Would either of you like to take an attack of opportunity?
Hans will absolutely take an attack of opportunity.
Cool.
Bink's gonna take one too.
Cool. Give it a go, both of y'all.
13?
14.
Those both hit. I don't think you guys need to roll for damage. I'm sure that whatever you guys are going to roll. What's your minimum damage? It's 5 for Bink, and what's Hans's?
6 for him. I rolled a 9.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So you guys get to as a team narrate what happens to this last dude as he's trying to slough away from you.
Can Hans, like, what's that thing where they toss cheerleaders into the air?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so Hans like kind of tosses Bink into the air.
But like without touching her. So I guess like can he just jump and slam?
I mean,
his head
he's wearing
into-
armor. He's wearing
Oh,
gloves.
okay.
So.
He can. Okay, yeah, he can touch her.
Yep.
All right. So what does Bink do?
She's gonna go like full on crane karate pose, and then just.
My only real contribution is that it kind of ends up like sticking to the wall and like bloop 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 down.
Nice. I like it. Okay, which, give me just a second to reacquaint myself with your guys' surroundings.
And then Bink lands back on his head in the crane pose.
Okay, and then you guys find yourself again alone in the once quiet and dusty cavern, which has now been filled briefly with the sounds of battle. You have defeated the one jelly, which became two, and yeah, and that's it. And what do you guys want to do?
Bink is gonna look at Hans and look at the jellies and be like, "Jelly, your baby? You make baby jelly."
Hans is gonna come out of rage here, and he is going to be like, "No, it doesn't have two arms or legs. It's not my child." He
Ah.
is.
That's what they all say.
He's gonna like start looking around. Is there any like other paths, or you know what? Actually, did he ever get to inspect the altar?
Nope.
Or did the thing drop down before they
Drop
inspected
down
it?
on top of it before you could get done inspecting the altar.
Okay, he's gonna like wipe away some of the slime gunk off of it, and he's gonna like start looking at the. He's gonna like point to the altar to Bink and like look at certain. I guess what's. It's been a minute here. Inspect it. Perception. Yeah, there we go. You can do perception check on the altar.
Cool. Give it a roll. As Hans is closely inspecting this altar, Bink, is there anything that you'd like to do?
Can Bink kind of like inspect over like hop her way off his head and go down like here?
Yeah, you can do whatever you
And
want.
look
You just gotta tell me
around?
what you're doing.
Okay, Bink's gonna hop down and hop over there and do like a perception check to see if there's any like tunnels
Give it
or anything.
Give it a roll for perception. I think is fine. Hans, what was your perception roll?
18.
18. So this is like the way that the intricate stonework is carved into this altar and its positioning in the room. You look at it and you're like, you circle it and you stand behind it and you look up at the chamber and you it like dawns on you like, oh, this is set up like a church. Like you'd stand here at the altar and there could you put pews or whatever out there, and people were standing room, and this is what you do. And you're like looking at it, you're like, yeah, that's for sure what this is. This was at one point was a religious altar, and it doesn't look like anybody's like done anything with it recently. It doesn't appear to have any like fresh markings or anything on it, other than some maybe a nick from your blade and some goop from the jelly. But otherwise, as a mundane altar that obviously was a religious altar for like a church or a temple at some point. Bink, what was
It's made out of stone, correct?
Made out of stone, absolutely.
Okay.
As is everything else in this temple. Everything is natural carved stone, which is like telltale dwarven craftsmanship. Bink, what'd you roll?
22.
Bink is in the process of walking from, hops off and begins the process of walking through and catches something out of the corner of her eye for like one of these crumbling pillars and goes to like inspect it and well, I guess, yeah, and it becomes clear that this what do you call it?
Column?
Thank you. This column is hollow, and there may be something packed inside, but you're not certain. The only way to tell is going to be to crack it open.
Bink is gonna kind of look over. Hans is missing his beard at this point, right?
Yeah, it's all been singed off. There's like it's like patchy from where the acid burned it away.
Bink is gonna go. Tadpole. Break and point at the collar.
Han's gonna like walk over. He's gonna like see. He's gonna look around at the rest of them, and then he's gonna like look at this and see that it's hollow, and he's gonna be like typical cheap labor or something like that. Something along the lines of hollow Easter Bunny kind of situation.
Yeah, I'm sure you've exited rage as well.
Yeah, he's out of rage.
Cool.
And he's gonna like in there like break off more of this, like basically make the hole bigger.
With your hands, I'm sorry, you cut out there. With your hands, with a weapon, what are you?
With the axe.
Cool. And as you start busting away at it, a clump falls here, a clump falls there, and then you hit it one more time, and a big crack, splits the pillar down the middle, and kind of like splits open, and tumbling out are the skeletal remains of two dwarven individuals who have obviously been dead for quite a long time, and like on their person are gold and silver dwarven chains and gemstone rings all on their like fingers and stuff.
Bink is gonna like look at the gemstones and like draw them really close to her face and just kind of move them around to like see the shiny.
So she's just like appreciating them for being so shiny?
Kinda. Yeah, she's just like, read.
Hans?
They don't have any. Do they have any money on them?
They don't have. There's no like gold coins, but you know that if you're looking for valuables, that the jewelry is valuable. You could get money out of it.
Okay, he is going to go ahead and like grab the jewels off of them.
Okay. Other than the one or two that Bink is looking at, presumably?
Yeah.
Cool. Bink, you see Hans starting to collect, pulling the rings off the fingers. We're trying to, as he like picks one of the rings up and the finger just like snaps off, and he like slides the ring off the wrong side of the finger because it's no longer attached to the rest of the hand. As you're like oohing and awing over the couple in your fingers. And you have 2 dwarves worth of valuables as of now.
Okay. 2 dwarves worth of valuables.
2 dwarves worth of valuables added to your character sheet.
Sounds good. 2 dwarves worth of
valuables. What would you add to that?
What do you mean? What would you add to that?
It's like to your character sheet.
You probably wouldn't do it in PC.
Oh, okay.
Just make a note. I really sincerely hope that you guys have a little physical notepad with you for like all the just obscure shit that happens to like track your temporary hit points.
Okay, that's why I was confused because I was like 2 dwarves worth of value.
Yeah, no, it's not a physical item. No.
Okay.
I mean, if you want, I can describe that there are 8 rings and 6 of them are silver and 2 of them are gold, and the gems range in value from amethyst to emerald. But it's a one shot. It's 2 dwarves worth of value. Yeah. Okay. So you guys are inspecting this pillar.
Yes.
And have found these corpses and this jewelry that you've taken. Bink, I'm going back to your original role. You were caught with the pillar, and as you were waiting for Hans to come over and crack it open, and the whole time he was cracking it open, you were obviously like interested and invested in seeing what's happening with this pillar. But you caught a distinct draft, which is weird for underground, coming from like this area.
Oh wait, repeat that. It cut out.
While you were waiting for Hans to crack open the pillar, you caught off your left because you were, pointed at the pillar, looking at it. You caught from your left side, which would be, this range. You
Okay.
caught like a draft, which is weird because you guys are underground. There should not be a draft.
Okay, can Bink kind of go looking for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, does she roll anything for looking for it? Like perception or no?
You just need to describe to me what what Bink's process is. What is Bink?
Bink is probably crawling a bit on all fours and then sticking her head up and like putting her hands up because Bink's skin is pretty moist to begin with. So she's like it's kind of like hypothetically like if a person licked their finger and put it in the air.
Right.
But in this case, Bink doesn't have to lick anything. She's already moist, and it's like moving her arm around to feel like where air would be coming from, like if she feels like a drier spot.
And she's
on
able
her like
to
petroleum jelly.
She's able to pinpoint this tile, the wall adjacent to it, as being the source of the draft.
And Bink's gonna like, okay, so like by a draft, so there's like a hole or something in the wall, right?
Yeah, she realizes there's a crack in the wall, and like that's where the air is coming through. Is two parallel lines, vertical parallel lines, like that are the thin crack that.
Okay, Bink is gonna. Can she do like a trap sense or trap find?
Yeah.
Just to like check it out. Yeah. So I don't trust it. Okay. Google Dice Roller is amazing. It rolls the best. I rolled an 18 and her trap sense is... Hold on. I gotta find it.
Don't worry about it. It's not going to matter. So she does not see any traps, and as a matter of fact, even Bink's little self, as she's like very gently like pushing and prodding against it, like bits of the stone are like crumbling away and sliding off of the like off the wall and like slipping back behind and falling, creating these like holes and gaps in the wall.
Bink's just gonna push it.
Revealing a passageway. Oh, there you go. Revealing a passageway this way.
Okay. Well, Bink's gonna roll into sneak because this is starting to creep her out.
Okay.
She don't like it. I'm assuming Hans is seeing all of this.
Yeah, he's behind with like a torch. Like once they finish, picking the fingers of those dwarves clean, he's like behind with the torch, just kind of watching what she's doing.
Okay, Bink rolled a 22 for stealth.
Cool. I will note that. Okay, great. And are you? So Hans has the light. Bink is in stealth ahead of Hans.
Mm-hmm. Bink has dark vision.
Right, having just passed through the door in this like 10-foot channel that like obviously tees off at the other side. What do you? Are you going right or are you going left? I guess is my question. Or are you waiting? What's your?
She wants to go this way. Right or left, as in like this way or this way?
If the South Pole is where you're facing. If you're facing this way, do you want to go right or do you want to go left?
I think Bink wants to go down.
So this way?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, cool. Then. Okay, so this opens up to a long, like hallway, which extends both to your left, and you would be able to see the outline of a still closed door that looks like it has been closed for a very long time. To the right, the passageway like continues to bend and kind of like hooks back around, and so you lose sight at the end of the passage.
Okay, so this is the right.
So this,
like
you lose the sight here because it bends out of the way, and you can see that there's a door over here.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I think Bink's just gonna go this way. I'm assuming, is Hans following her?
I have no idea. It's up to Hans.
Like once he notices that she's kind of gotten a bit ahead, he's gonna start pulling off bricks to make the hole big enough for him to get through.
That's a nice touch, because if only Bink went through, it would not be big enough.
Bink is small.
So you can either have him pull bricks or have him just run through.
Oh, that would have been funny. Like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay, so you guys are now together in this hallway, and as Hans comes forward with the light, he looks back and forth. Roll me a perception check, Hans.
Perception. Good dice, please. Nice.
I'm sorry?
22.
And he's his eyes are still adjusting, and he turns and looks and just catches a little bit of movement out of his eye, and he looks down and sees Bink's dark blue outline slinking along one of the walls out towards the door, but he is able to make out oh shit, there she is. Okay, fuck. So you do see her. You said you specifically were coming through looking for her. So.
Okay, I think Bink is just gonna keep trotting along, just going straight this way.
Mm-hmm.
And just very slowly, in case something happens, she is tensed up, ready to hop backwards at any second.
Yep.
And Han was just kind of following behind it like a...
No, Hans, I was asking you what you were going to do, so you're just falling behind?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys both reach the end of the corridor, and there's a door sealed a long time ago, shut, I guess I should say, a long time ago. The rest of the chamber was pretty dusty, but there was at least, a little bit of air that had gotten through, and the dwarves had been, walking through. It is very obvious that even the dwarves have not been back here. But there's a door.
There's a door. Okay. Is this a door that you could pick or no?
It absolutely could be a door that you could pick. But usually you check to see if a door is locked or not before you try to pick it.
Okay, Bink is going to do... Can she do a sense the trap thing to make sure it's not a trap door?
Yep, roll your dice.
Oh, goodness. Time I don't roll for the trap, that's when we get killed. 9 plus 6, 15.
Seems like you do not suspect foul play.
Okay. Bink's gonna try to open the door.
It does not budge initially.
Bink's gonna look back and be beardless. Open.
He is gonna be oh yeah, and then he's gonna run at the door 100%. He's gonna tuck his arm in and try to ram it with the shoulder.
Roll me a strength check, please.
Break. Please tell me you bounce off that brick door.
Hans is tougher than stone.
Hans is tougher than... It's a wood door.
Oh, it's wood? I'm thinking it's
okay.
It's a solid wooden iron door, but it's it's a wooden iron door.
Oh, okay.
Strength check, right?
Yep.
11.
That's a good question. I think that's enough. Give me just a second.
Oh, I'm imagining he bounces off the door and Bink is just watching him fall back and then points back at the door and goes, great.
No, it's actually just enough as he runs forward, shoulder, full back, and you guys hear a distinct groan and creak of the, and crack of the wood splintering and the metal hinges, the rusted hinges giving way for the first time in who knows how long. But Hans does find himself bursting into a room filled with rubble.
Oh. Is there anything of note in this rubble room?
It's literally an empty room that part of this wall has collapsed. There was like clearly there's like an earthquake or something, and like a lot of because like I said, they're built into the wall. So on that side, it's just kind of like a pile of rubble. But you can see bits of the wall through it still. It's solid. But yeah, this is just like an empty, abandoned room that had partially collapsed at some point.
As Hans goes in here to realize that there's nothing in here, he's like, "Oh no."
Bink, I'm okay because she's like looking up at his face, and I'm assuming he has a bit of disappointment when he says that. Like,
yeah,
he looks a little sad, and I feel like Bink can at least tell when someone looks a bit sad. Like, he maybe doesn't know why he's sad, but one of the little rocks and like hand it to him.
Oh.
Hans is gonna look at it and see if there's any like gold or anything useful in there.
It's a rock.
He's still gonna pocket it.
And then Bink is gonna like smile, and there's no teeth. It's just Bink with her mouth open.
Just gumming at him.
Mm-hmm. And just like gumming him. And then be like, ha. Still mouth open, just ha.
He's gonna like smile back, and then he's probably gonna like turn around, seeing that there's nothing in here, and like go back out the passage. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go back the way you came. You're gonna come back this way.
yeah.
Cool.
Bink's just gonna follow.
And you both walk back into the room, the main chamber, ignoring the hall on your left.
Yeah, we're ignoring it.
Fine, yeah.
I guess noticing that, because that corridor that came out of was basically in the stone, like it was like completely flush with the wall. It just happened to be loose brick that Bink noticed, right?
It was. Well, actually, I don't know if Hans would really know because he just busted open the wall and followed it after Bink. Bink was the one who was there who got like a little bit more information because she was the one looking at it. But I mean, Hans didn't even look at it. Hans just walked up, smashed a bigger hole, and walked through it. So Hans has no idea. Yeah, as far as Hans knows, that's correct.
Okay. So yeah, so he's like, he is going to go up to this pillar right here and like to check to see if it's hollow as well, like the other one was.
And with one tap of your sword, it is obviously like very high pitched. It is obviously solid stone.
Okay, he does that to the other two.
Also solid stone.
Okay. He's gonna start doing this to the floor around him, and like he's gonna like basically spiral out.
Okay, that's gonna take you a while. So, Bink, you see Hans like tapping these pillars, like shrugging, and then like walking to the dead center of the room in between all the pillars, and start like tapping the ground with his axe in a small circle, which gets bigger and bigger, and then he starts like moving with the circle. It's gonna take him a while to clear this room this way, though. What are you doing?
Who, Hans or Bink?
Bink. No, Hans told me what he's doing. Bink, what are you doing?
I think she's just like watching him.
Yeah, because why help? Okay, so then,
Yeah, why?
so like 20 minutes later, Hans gets to roll me a perception check, Hans.
Okay. Alright, please let it be a good one. I've been rolling. Nice, I still continue to roll good. 18.
Cool. Roll me a D4, please.
D4. Let's get that bad boy out. Four.
And as you are like making your way around the room, you also catch a breeze. Like, you go in circles, you spiral, 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 and as you get along this wall opposite from where Bink was, you, in line with the pillars, you feel you feel a breeze coming from the wall as well.
Okay. He kind of like leans over the side of the pillar, just like look at the other wall. He looks back at this wall.
And they're roughly in line with each other. Yeah.
And it's like, you hear the cogs turn. And he's just like he's gonna like slam or hit the stone wall with the axe.
Yeah. And your axe goes straight through, like up to your elbow. Your axe, wrist, arm go all the way through the wall, and you're like standing there, up to mid bicep, like punched through the wall. And it was not a solid wall.
Okay, he like rips his axe out, and then he like does like that kind of door opening kick.
Yeah, where
like
he rears back and boom, just kicks the wall dead center.
Yeah.
And the whole thing just fucking crumbles, and there is another passage.
I'm assuming Bink at this point has begun to hop over and behind Hans.
You tell me. This would be a very obvious process to you that Hans was busting through another wall.
Can Hans? Okay, so like the wall is broken, right?
Yeah, it's a door now.
And Bink
Hans has made a door.
She saw him make the door by kicking it, and Bink is like into the mimicking thing right now because it worked the first time, and she's gonna lift her leg and kick Han in the butt. Just kick him in the butt.
I'm assuming this is not going for damage.
No,
so
she's kicking him because you kicked the doorway.
But Hans, Bink, please roll me a dex check, dexterity.
That's
D20
like
plus your dex.
Yeah. Okay. Dirty 20.
Yeah, it's enough to land. It's a really high kick because you're so much shorter than Hans is.
A shorty squad.
But you are able to like straight up cheerleader kick, like get your legs almost 180 degrees from each other to like nail Hans in the booty with your playful kick.
Oh, she goes up to his like knee, doesn't she? Like roughly.
Right, which is why I had you roll a reflex save to make sure you didn't fall on your butt trying to kick that high.
It would have been funny either way, but yeah, she kicks him in the butt. And I'm assuming, does Han look back or anything?
You think, he's gonna like look back, and he thinks like she just slapped his ass, and like, I don't know, he just gives her like a smirk or something. I don't know.
I like it.
Bink is gonna just like from there hop up back onto the helmet.
Sweet.
Okay. With this, Hans is gonna, start heading in, and then like look down either passageway.
To the left, it looks like it may have at one point mimicked the same shape as the hallway on the other side, but it's hard to tell. It's impossible to tell because it is straight up collapsed here, and like the ceiling is collapsed. It is filled with rubble. You cannot see through to the other side. Like it looks like a tunnel collapse, basically immediately to your left. So it more or less tees off there. To your right, you are able to see another chamber and another door.
Okay. It's also wooden, right?
Yes, wooden iron.
Okay. Hans is gonna like ask Bink to kind of get off of his head.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna make sure like the passageway in front of him is clear, so basically try No snares or
Wait.
anything.
What exactly does he say to Bink?
That's what I want to know.
He's just gonna be like, he's gonna like crouch down. He's gonna like, shoot.
Because depending on it, he might just go no. Likes the helmet.
He's like, I'm see that door over there. I am going to run through it like I did that other one. So unless you want splinters on you,
Bink is going to crawl down onto the back and grip.
so grip is back
you're
like
now,
a backpack.
You're now Bink the backpack. Backpack
Bink
Bink.
the backpack, yeah. Backpack Bink.
Cool.
Okay, Hans just like works for me. And like, I guess trap find makes over something.
That's a rogue skill, my friend. You do not have that.
Okay, just perception to make sure there's no rubble in front of him.
There, I will give that to you. It is a clear path between you and that door.
Okay. All right. He's like, linebacker situation. Getting ready to sprint, and like he just
with a baby on its back.
yeah.
And you know what you're in for now. You have effectively done this already. Please roll me a strength check with advantage.
Ooh, nice. I was gonna need it. Let's see the second one. Barely. 11.
Well, that was the same as last time. So
Yeah, the first one was a 6.
That would not have, it just would have taken a second try. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But you bust open this door to the space, and look around. And this room is fully intact, but is, like there's no collapsed rubble, and you're able to see like the outline of 3 separate bunk areas with old stone chests, like footlocker style, at the bottom of it, and you see like tattered religious iconography, like old tapestries on the walls, and are able to deduce that if the other chamber was something for religious purposes, this is probably where the religious dude slept. But there not appear to be any baddies in it.
Okay.
Can Bink crawl back from the backpack back up under the head?
Yeah, you can do whenever you want. It's a free action.
Chests, right?
What?
Like a sleeping quarters, there's like little foot lockers, right?
Foot lockers, yeah.
Han's gonna start looking through the foot lockers.
They are pretty dusty, pretty rusty. There you find like an old religious tome, and you go to like pick it up, and like the binding falls apart, and the pages like turn to dust, and there's like leather scraps, and like a copper piece, sitting in the bottom of one of the chests, but it's they're effectively empty.
Okay.
But you can add one copper piece to your inventory if you want.
Yeah. This is like Hans is not above taking a copper piece off the floor. It's the whole thing of like you see a quarter, not grab it, and he does like the little wiggly fingers as he grabs it.
When he does that, can Bink like tongue shoot out and grab it?
He has. You can, but it'll be a contested check.
Okay,
so
how do we do that?
Bink needs to roll me a dexterity check with disadvantage, and Han needs to just roll me a regular reflex save.
What would be my disadvantage?
You roll twice, and you take the lower of the 2 results.
Oh, okay.
Because Hans is closer. He saw it first, and he was already on his way before you tried to
I
pick
rolled
it up.
11 and 12, so 11 plus 15?
Hans?
It was a flat one, right?
You should have a reflex box on your character sheet.
Oh, reflex. 13.
Against Bink's what? 15?
15.
Does not beat by 5 or more. So, Hans goes to pick it up and like feels like this slimy snot like slap him in the back of the hand, and like looks down and like turns his head and looks and sees like Bink's tongue like extended out from Bink, like sticking on the back of your hand.
So, like, she's on the helmet?
Yeah.
Just doing that. Oh.
On the I see the cap, I see the money list has taken over, and it's because before she didn't even know what really money was and didn't really want it, so he just like lets her keep it. He like lets go of it, lets her get it.
Okay, I like that.
Bink's gonna grab it and kind of wipe it a little bit on what little cloth she has, and kind of look at it and go, eee, and start banging it on his helmet.
Ting, 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 ting.
Oh, Hans is gonna immediately regret that, but he's not gonna say it.
Like 4 or 5 times, and then she's just gonna look at it, and then look down and kind of look at his face and go, "You want?"
He's just gonna be like, "It's yours, my friend."
Ting ting. Ting
Uh,
ting. She's holding it out to him. She wants him to ting ting.
nah, I don't think he's gonna do that. Not to his own helmet.
She keeps holding it out.
Nah, he's just gonna like.
I'm about to say, she's on your head. You can walk uninterfered. I mean, she's on your helmet. So.
Yeah, he's gonna continue walking down like the rest of the room.
Yeah. Otherwise, the room does appear to be empty.
Okay. So like. Okay, so this is all the room is. There's no like.
Nope.
Okay.
Yep, that's the room.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. The room ends here. Han's gonna go along the wall, feeling for any more breezes. Otherwise, yeah, he's gonna go around, tapping the wall with his axe for like any sounds of hollowness.
Bink, you along for the ride on this one?
Yeah.
Hans gets.
Wait, can Bink make a perception check to try to do the air thing again? To try to at least help him?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Okay. She wants to be helpful now. Plus, would that be just regular perception?
Yeah, because you're on trap finding. You're just,
yeah, okay. Oh, wait, trap finding or regular?
No, it's regular because you're not looking for
okay.
a trap. You're
1,
looking
2,
for
3, 4, 5. 13.
That is. It's not enough, and it doesn't matter because Hans, as Hans moving around, Bink's like, trying to be pretty perceptive, but Hans is like moving at a pretty good pace, down these walls. Ding, 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 dong, as he hits this corner here for this wall. Is obviously hollow.
Fun. He is going to. Yeah, he's basically an axe going for it. He's gonna. What's the movie called? Either way, he's gonna go for that axe swing on it.
Yeah, and it just crumbles. It opens right up, and you enter into another room with a closed door in that same wood and iron style as all the other doors have been on the opposite side of the room. And as you look around, this is there are miscellaneous stone like wardrobes. Well, there's like a wardrobe and there's like a desk, and the wardrobe is like it was just a wooden wardrobe, so the doors have like since rotted off, and you can see inside are the remains of like a couple of red leather like robes and garbs, but they are like you can see even from this distance they are clearly rotted. But no baddies.
Okay.
We're not gonna get killed by a slime.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Let's see. So he sees that door. I think he sees that he doesn't really have a space, so he's just gonna like basically try to chop off the hinges.
He's gonna what?
Chop the door off the hinges.
So you're just gonna attack the door?
Yeah.
Cool. Roll me a strength check, just for time and efficiency. Bank, anything you'd like to do in this room? It does appear to be, these rooms are all pretty simple. Religious folks aren't known for having a lot of stuff.
Not really. No, she's content on her helmet with her ting.
Strength 12.
Yeah, then, you make pretty short work of the door after just a couple of minutes. You bust it right off the hinges and, give it like a cartoon one-fingered push, and the whole door falls forward, and it's an open archway now, revealing another door opposite you, and a corridor that appears to be closed on one side and collapsed on the other. So it's closed on this side and then collapsed out to what would be your left from your perspective right now.
Okay.
And it only goes about
Easiest.
10 feet to your right before it blocks off, and 5 or 7 feet to your left before the rubble is like collapsed.
Okay, path of least resistance. Gonna chop off that other door.
Okay, sounds good. Roll me a strength check. I'm sorry, unless you have more.
No. I rolled it. He got 10 total, so I'm assuming just roll again.
No, 10's enough. Regardless.
Okay.
And it's less efficient. You don't make quite as short a work of it, but you are able to chop the door up pretty good. And as you break your way through and toss the door to the side, there's another jelly.
No.
God damn it.
I need you guys to. He did not surprise you, and you guys not surprise him. So there's no surprise round. But I do need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
So, let's say. So I'm assuming like he chopped it off the hinges, and he's like holding it still in a hand before he tosses it, like he's moving it to his head, and he sees the jelly.
Yep.
So can he be holding the door while we roll for initiative?
Yes, but it'll take your only other arm if you're holding a torch. Then you'd have torch in one hand, door in the other. No weapon. Otherwise, you can drop the door, pull out your weapon, and start combat with your weapon in your hand. Your choice.
Torch on the ground.
What's that?
What about the torch on the ground?
I guess you could toss the torch on the ground. That'd be up to you.
Okay. How's the torch on the ground?
So you have this door which is too big for you to, it's still a person-sized door. Like you've trimmed it down some. It wouldn't fit back in the hole without falling over, but it's still a fucking door.
There's a very. I'll let you know right now. He plans on just dropping the door forward, and the slime is his first attack.
Okay, love it. That's a good thought. I'm here for it. And so I'm sorry. Go ahead and roll initiatives, guys.
Nice, nat 20.
Nice.
I got a 14.
21 total.
So then it is.
Wait, hold on. 13, not a 14.
That's okay. It doesn't make any difference to me. So Hans is going to start us, but in 5 to 10 minutes after our break. Because I need a quick break. So we'll take a few. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes, and we will have Battle of the Jelly Part 2. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Battle of the Jelly, the remix.
The returning, the jelliest. I don't know. All right. I will see you guys in a few.
All right.
Do I know it or want to get after that?
Okay, and we're back. Let's see here. Get all my ducks in a row. Here's all my duckies. There they are. Okay. That brings us to Hans. You have just busted open this door. You were in the process of pulling it back to reveal the space behind. And the first thing that caught your eye was another fucking jelly. So you dropped the torch, keeping the door in your hand, pulled out your hand axe, and stand prepared to meet this jelly. You rolled the best in initiative and get to start, my friend. What are you doing?
Hans is just like, he's gonna like put the door back through the doorway and just like push it and let it fall onto the slime.
Cool. You're not gonna like push it on him. You're going to angle it in such a way that it falls onto him. Correct?
Yes.
That's a dexterity check. Because you are putting a thing in a specific place.
Oh, okay. That is an 8.
That's an 8?
Yeah.
That's fine. It is. The door falls forward, but it like bounces off one of the side walls in the corridor and like catches for a second before like scraping loose and then falling the rest of the way. And it does land on top of the jelly, dealing some damage because you see it splat against it.
But curiosity,
but it's only about half covered. Go for it.
I do have a conditional modifier that gives you 2+ trait bonus on attack rolls with improvised weapons.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give that to you. Would that bring you up to 10? If we're counting the door as an improvised weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that's just to hit, not also on damage.
No, just to hit.
Yeah. Which either way would beat the AC of the jelly. It would deal some bludgeoning damage to him. And the door is now like half laying on top of this jelly. That's one of your actions. What else would you like to do?
Okay, so could he like I guess I don't know. Like I want him to like jump onto the board and basically smush the jelly more. But I have no idea if he could do that.
You can certainly try.
Pose the decisions.
Yeah, Han's gonna go for it.
Roll me an acrobatics check, please.
Okay. Like this, it's a one shot. This is where you do the fuck it moments. Acrobatics. Let's see. 16.
That is enough to successfully land on top of the door with a distinctive and satisfying smooshing sound as the door definitely like presses up against the jelly and actually like goes flat on that side against that half of the jelly. And the door, you feel it like move the rest of the way, now flush with the ground, and hear that distinctive sound as the rest of the jelly that the door was not smushing just like pops loose and is now no longer restrained by the door because you have smushed all the jelly that was restrained by the door, and turns his attentions to you.
Don's just basically brandishing his axe now, and that'll be it for his turn.
Cool. Brings us to Bink. You roll better than my baddie did.
Okay. So, like, I'm trying to picture this. The ooze is coming out from underneath the door.
Most of that ooze that was underneath the door has like flattened out, and imagine the like I don't know how to describe them other than like carnival squishy toys where you like squeeze it and wherever you squeeze it like splurges out the other side. So that same like physics has applied and it like did damage to it as the door came down and smushed all that, but a lot of it got like displaced and like squeezed out basically.
Okay. Would Bink be able to just do like the tongue dagger stab?
You could absolutely or she could absolutely try.
Yeah.
That's an attack roll.
12.
It hits. Roll damage.
Okay. 3 plus 4, 7.
That is some damage. Okay. Dunskies?
Is this the same type of slime as the last one? Like, can she check to make sure it's the same type of slime?
Yeah, in the torchlight, you can see it's the same color and viscosity. Yeah, same type.
Okay, that's it then.
Cool. It's his turn. I think we all know what's coming. He's going to swing at Hans, who's throwing doors. He only rolled a 12.
Does not hit.
Sweet. Means Hans is off the hook. And he's done. Hans, you're up.
Okay. Hans is gonna go now. He's gonna go into a rage. He's done his thinking for the battle. He is now going to go down to straight fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get that temporary bonus back in there. Standard rage back in. Okay. All right. So he is going to go for an attack roll on the slime that's out.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Thank goodness going into rage. 12.
That's it. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. Let's see. Get that D8. 7. Damage.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so you strike it and you watch as your axe cleaves another significant portion of the jelly off. And remembering what happened before, you like watch the jelly fly off the end of your axe as it just like splats along the wall and then slowly like drips down. You don't hear any distinctive popping sounds, and you know looking down at the slime that's left, it is the same size as the half slimes were in the room before. Significantly, it's bink sized, but it is still slimy, being a slime.
Okay. That's gonna be it for Hans then.
Okay, love it. Brings us to Bink.
I think Bink's just gonna attempt another dagger tongue stab.
Give it a stab. Stabby, stabby, stab.
Yep. 8.
8. It's got low AC. I can't remember if it's that low. It's that low. Yeah, that's attacker favor. His AC is exactly 8.
Okay, woo! Okay,
they hit hard, but think about it. Like, how is this jelly going to defend itself? How's the thing going to be hard to hit? Like, it's a pile of jello. Like,
it's a jelly. This is like, what's that cranberry can stuff?
Basically that consistency, yeah.
Yeah, but what's that called? Just cranberry jelly in a can and it just slumps out.
Yep.
Okay, and then damage 4, so 8.
That is exactly enough for me to ask you how you'd like to kill this jelly.
Okay. So, how much of this jelly is still under the door?
You guys don't know, but the door appears to be laying flush with the ground. And Hans is still standing on it.
Okay. Oh, I don't know how to like this. Andreas, do you got any interesting death descriptions?
Death descriptions. She's
stabbing it with her tongue dagger.
I guess like it just basically loses. It pops and like turns into a puddle. Is about as interesting as I can go.
Yeah, let's go with that. He just like slams one area. Maybe there was like an area that looked like a bubble or something, and Vink was like, ooh, and kind of just stabbed it because it looked like the most interesting thing to stab.
Yep.
And then it just like stabs the bubble. It's just pure liquid and just.
Nice. Sick. Yeah, it's dead. It's dead now. It's gone. Okay. You guys are now able to be in free action. What would you like to do?
Okay, Han's coming out of rage, and he is going to, I guess, step off the door and like, see if there's anything under it.
And as Hans like pulls the door up, it like gives him a lot of resistance, and there's like strands of goo like sticking it to the ground, coming off it like melted cheese. But like they're like strands of goop and not like a conscious jelly, and it looks like, you know, goopy floor and door is what's here.
Okay. I guess he's gonna then like look around the rest of this room.
It's a very small room. It's only probably 20 square feet, and there is like the similar like rubble style as you saw in the first room that you walked in, where you saw that one of the walls was partially collapsed. And as a matter of fact, standing here looking at this, this may be the other side of that collapse. And you're like putting it together. You're like, oh yeah, no, I was there. And then that had collapsed, and I'm over on this side, and this is collapsed. That's probably the same collapse. Like you're out of rage. You're getting it. And half buried in the rubble, there's the skeleton of a dwarf priest wearing that same like rotted leather scraps and robes that were in the wardrobe in the other room. And around his neck hangs a jeweled holy symbol on a silver chain.
No matter, I mean, whatever happens, Hans is probably gonna take it. But can he see it? See if he maybe knows what it is, aside from just religious symbol.
Roll me a knowledge religion, and if you don't have it, then it's a flat 20.
Not 20.
Oh, nice. So you are able to see. Out of curiosity, what languages does Hans speak?
Let's see. I don't. Just common. He's too stupid to know anymore.
He's too stupid to know anymore. Well, he may be too stupid to know languages formally, but he knows dwarvish runes when he sees them. So he knows that these are old dwarvish runes, and you see. Like these symbols are old, and they would be, like a cross between like Egyptian hieroglyphs and like Sanskrit, right? And so you are like looking at it, and you see like the fantasy equivalent of the rune that means gold, and a rune that means good, and another rune that means greed, that are all like on this, like in pictograph form. Like you don't have to know the language. You can like look at it, and your best guess is that this medallion basically says gold, greed, good, and that is what you can see from it. It's an old symbol of Abathor specifically.
Okay, he's definitely not gonna know that god.
You rolled a nat 20, so you can know as much as you want or as little as you want. I'm giving you all the information about this because you did the absolute best you could do, and I think it's fine. Okay, but
Okay.
other than that, he doesn't have anything else on him. There's nothing else obviously in this room. It like looks like he got caught in this room when this collapse happened, basically.
Okay. He's gonna take the necklace and like seeing that there's nothing else really interesting. He's gonna go back out into the hallway and see if he can figure out anything else.
Okay, so like I said, from the hallway, you can see that in this direction, back towards the way you came, the hallway like tees off and just ends. And then at the other side, after about 10 feet, and the other side, about 5 or 7 feet in, there is there's like another obvious area of collapse. There's another obvious area of collapse. There's like rubble, which is like piled in, but you can see through like 1 or 2 gaps that this is not like a solid blockade like there is in the room you just got out of. Like this is a wall. Like you could there's no amount of anything shy of dynamite or a golem or something that's going to get you through this space. Like this, the collapsed area in this tunnel, you can see like gaps in the rocks, and it does not look as solid, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he's seeing. Let's see if he can see through. He's probably gonna start, walks out of the route. Start knocking it, trying to go through.
Okay, Bick, anything to add? Anything you wanna?
Okay, so wait, which way are we going? We going straight?
He's going to your guys' right. Yeah.
Okay.
Down the hallway.
No, not really. Just thanks along for the ride.
Okay. After about 5 minutes of clearing these rocks, Hans realizes that this is going to be take like a long time for you alone to clear out this rubble. Like, you're working for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it doesn't even look like you made a dent. Part of the problem is that you can't just stack the rocks here. You're like carrying them around to the room with the jelly and like depositing them there, and it's just taken you a long time to clear this out. And you can tell that even if you worked, you can't tell how deep it is. So for all you know, you could work for 24 hours solid and still be clearing out rubble. But so take from that what you will. You're only about a half hour into your clearing, and you're like making some progress. Like, these rocks are going away. You've gotten another foot into the hall, but you don't know how much farther the rubble goes into how long this hallway is, basically.
Hans is gonna turn to Bink and like basically ask if they should get the should we ask the dwarves for help?
Bink is gonna kind of like think back and just go, hairy babies?
The hairy babies, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hans is gonna start basically making his way back out the original way to like go and get the help of the dwarves out here because they're not too far.
Okay. Bink, are you riding along?
Mm-hmm.
As you exit, both the huge sets of double doors, Dazzlin and Norbis are like arguing amongst each other, and they see the two of you appearing, and Dazzlin turns to you and says, "Oh, what did you find? Is it?" And then Norbis like looks at them. He looks at you guys and like, "You found something, all right." And then let's see here. And then Dazzlin's like, "Oh, looks like you might have found that jelly, huh?"
Hans like yes, and it was disgusting.
Bank is going to interject and be like,
I honestly didn't hear that.
Oh, she said delicious.
Delicious. And Norbus is gonna say, "Oh well, good on you." He says, "Is it clear? Can we come through? Take a look."
As clear as we can make it, we need your strong arms to clear a passageway for us.
And he says, "Oh well, I'm happy to take a look." And they'll follow you guys if you guys want to go and show them, basically walk them through the place.
Yeah.
Is there anything you specifically want to show them or not show them?
No. Just gonna basically make a beeline for the thing. No stops or anything.
Okay. And the dwarves are gonna as soon as they step through the secret door here, they're gonna say, "Wow, isn't that something? We wouldn't have found this." And they were coming through, and they stepped through this secret door, and they were like, "Man, paranoid these guys weren't they?" As they come through these doors, and they are looking at all these doors off the hinges now, and they're gonna say and Norbus is gonna turn to Dazzlin and say, "Well, none of the doors are any secret now," and they're gonna arrive there with you guys, and they're gonna see the rubble, look at you guys, and say, "Well, it looks like it's only wide enough for about two of us to get back here at a time. You guys have done some good work." And they pull out the sending stones, and they try to hand them to you. To somebody take them specifically. Norbus is holding them out.
Bank, can she grab at least one with the tongue?
Yeah.
She's gonna grab one with the tongue.
Hans is gonna take the second one.
And no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Norbus, as you take it, says, "They're good for one message every day, 25 words or less. Message 2, return reply, and then they're done for the day." He says, "But they can be quite useful." And he said, "Why don't you guys take off? We appreciate it." And then Dazzlin turns around and says, "What if we don't know what's on the other side? You want him to stick around? What if there's more jellies?" And then Orbis is like, on second thought, do you have an interest in staying around, or what was your plan?"
Bank is just gonna go, jelly.
Hans is like, we've seen 2 so far. There's definitely gonna be more in there, right? And yeah, we also need you to get back in. We need you to I don't know, take the dragon threat a little more seriously. So we don't want you guys getting stuck out here.
And they're look around this cramped passageway that you guys are in. It's I don't know of any dragons this small. Do you? And Norbus is like, "No, I don't know of any dragons this small." And he turns to you like a smartass, "How many underground dragons have you ever met?" And they're definitely playing fun a little bit.
Bank is gonna start counting her finger pads. And gonna hold out her fingers, all 5 of them, and go, none.
Hans?
He is going to. He's going to be like, "Oh, so you haven't heard of underground wyverns? Pity the fool who does not know what these are."
Roll me a bluff check, please.
Wait, can Bank try to support him?
Sure.
Nod her head, yeah. Okay, does Bank have to roll for this or no?
No. I'm just gonna add a modifier onto it. Andreas, what's your final?
Oh. Take a best guess.
Nat 1?
Nat 1.
Ooh, what's your final?
Bluff 0, so it was a flat roll.
I don't think Bink's support's gonna be that good.
Yeah, the dwarves look at Hans, and they look at you like seriously for a second, like cocking, like Norbus cocks his head, looking at you like you're an idiot, and there's like, oh, he's joking, funny guy, they start laughing, assuming that you were making some kind of joke.
Yeah, Hans is gonna start laughing now because he's like, it really didn't work.
Can Bink start trying to imitate the laugh? Just like,
He's like laughing, and then like after a second, he's like, but on a serious note, there's a dead slime behind you. Who knows how many more are gonna be in there? So we'll stick around, make sure that nothing happens to you guys.
All right, well, we'll take the first shift digging through. We don't have claims on any of the rooms, so you can post up wherever you like, and we'll come find you in a few hours when it's your turn to dig.
Sounds good. Binky down.
Bink down?
Yes, down to clown. And that, by that I mean mining in several hours.
Bink is like very fucking confused. She's like thinking, is she going down? Like she's pointing towards the floor, thinking you're wanting her off the helmet.
He's gonna be like, whatever, and like, don't worry about it. And then he's basically gonna like post up in one of those like old quarters or whatever, and like basically, he's gonna take a nap.
Yeah, you guys can take up to a long rest if you want at this point.
Can Bink like explore a little?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can she like pop and like check over here?
Yeah, for sure. What are you looking for?
She just kind of, because
I said, the hall just dead ends on that side.
Can she like knock on it? Like do a perception, like knocking to try to see if it's hollow or anything like previously?
Yeah. If you're gonna knock on that wall to see if it's hollow, I don't even need to roll. It's definitely hollow.
Okay, 8 plus.
No, you don't even need to roll.
8.
It's definitely hollow.
Oh, okay.
I just need to hear you say, I want to see if this wall is hollow.
Oh, okay. So, can she kind of like? Bink doesn't really have ears. Is one of the dwarves like relatively?
Is relatively what?
Like close behind her, or is like Hans awake yet, or is he straight asleep?
Well, did you wait? So Hans, makes it clear he's going to go rest. You don't follow him, so I guess I'll ask Hans first. Would that change? Would that change your plans? Would you still go to bed, or would you?
He'd like wait if like basically Bink went off to like go search at this thing pretty much before he went to go to bed. So
Hans is standing in the doorway, probably impatiently waiting for you to finish poking around.
Bink is gonna go like, she's gonna like hold her elbow and like lightly hit against the wall while staring at Hans to kind of like mimic his like Kool-Aid man.
Yeah.
Hulk smash.
I think he's looking a bit tired. Not looking a bit tired, but he's like looking a bit disgruntled. Like goes over and just gives the wall a hearty kick.
And the floor crumbles away? Or the wall, rather. The wall,
okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
And the floor crumbles away. You fall into the sub dungeon, loading a new map. No,
Oh, imagine. Oh my god, that was like when the tree thing fell and I thought we all died.
There is a T-shaped hallway in front of you, which you lose sight of at this bend and this bend respectively. Although the bend to your left has obvious signs of collapse.
Okay. Hans is gonna like basically look through the one that is collapsed.
Bink's gonna look into the one that's not collapsed.
Okay, so you guys are Bink is gonna like look around this corner and Hans is gonna look around this corner?
Yeah.
Is that right? Hans sees a very familiar sight. around that corner, and the very familiar sight sees Hans.
God damn it.
I will ask how energy levels are before I ask for an initiative roll, because I did hear a yawn or two, and we've been going for a couple hours. Do you want
I
to...
go till 8:30.
Okay, let's see if we can push through this fight then. So
Assuming Bink does not see a slime.
roll initiative, please, for me, Hans and Bink, because I'm assuming Hans is going to exclaim something.
Yeah.
Okay, 13 total.
Okay.
16 total.
Slime, you better get on that one.
Up in front of his new friends. He's not
Okay.
good.
The jelly won. So he's walking up on Hans, taking a swig of the swang. That's a 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Then that
The
is
slime tried to bitch slap Hans.
that's it
Hans
for
bitch
the
slapped
slime. And Hans is now up.
Bitch slap that slime.
Yeah, he's a little gonna keep going into rage. He's going into rage.
All
Okay.
right, raging.
How many times can you rage in a day?
He gets like
10
14
rounds total.
rounds, or yeah, I'm about to say.
Oh,
In higher
dang.
levels, they get up to like 27 rounds of rage and shit. It's crazy.
Hans got anger issues.
All
Send up rage,
barbarians
lets
have
it
nature
out.
issues.
It's like pent up gas. You have
Yeah, exactly.
God.
He's gonna swipe it with the Zax, kind of like an upward thrust, like kind of try to cleave it down the middle.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go for that. 20.
That's a
20
hit.
to hit.
Roll your damn.
Alright.
Your damn.
Nice, max damage, 13 damage.
Oh, that is definitely some damage. However, you are greeted by the distinctive popping sound, and you were going to cleave it in half. Well, doggone it, you succeeded. You cleaved it right into two separate slimes.
The baby slime.
Each about half the size of the previous slime before. So that is, yeah, give me a second to do a little bit of math. Okay, so there are now two slimes in front of you, where a moment ago there was one. Well, it is still your turn, Hans. What would you like to do?
This is just for flavor, but he's gonna throw a rock into one of them, and that's gonna end his turn.
As it absorbs the rock into its gelatinous body. Brings us to Bink.
Yeah.
There's a lot of commotion going on down the hallway.
Yeah.
You don't see
Kinda.
Jack, by the way, on your end of the hallway.
Okay. Big like hearing basically the all that. It's
The
gonna
rage
kind of
noise.
like can she make it all the way over to his head again?
5,
'Cause
10,
she started, like,
15.
here.
What's your move speed?
I think with her hopping it's 30.
Yeah, you can go on this side.
Okay, and then she's just gonna stab the one farther away, the tongue stab.
The quote unquote new one, and they're side by side. It's I'm just doing this so I can actually see there's two of them. They occupy essentially the same space, just like you guys do.
Okay, she rolled a 14.
That's a hit.
And then 7 for damage.
That is significant damage. But he's still there. He's still hanging out. Still being a slime, being a slimy boy.
Okay, like this is for funsies, and it would be a knowledge check. But Bink is kind of like really confused on like she knows they're slimes. She knows they come in dungeons. But now she really wants to know like, did that slime just have a baby?
Okay.
Could she do like a knowledge roll to like try to figure out why in the world it's splitting apart and did we just see childbirth?
Yeah, go for it.
Purely for funsies, because I feel like that's what, like, the thought Bank would be having is like, what in the world is it doing? Okay, she rolled a 7 plus knowledge is 7, so 14.
14 is enough to know that Bink's not totally wrong by calling these things babies, because this is how oozes like replicate. They exist in dark places. They eat on fleshy matter, and when they get big enough, they split. And really, all that Hans is doing here is speeding that process along. Uh, but that once there's two separate ooze entities, be it by like that blunt force trauma, or rather that slashing force trauma, that there's now two mouths, and each of these slimes can grow independently. And that, like, yeah, it's basic. I mean, baby's not the right word because they're not mammals. They don't grow up, but it's more like the way fungus reproduces, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bink, realizing this, is going wide-eyed and is going to start banging on his helmet with her little finger pads, and it's just going to go. Ah.
He's raging, so he can't speak English right now.
Can I get so like a noise back?
Sure.
Love it.
You midwife.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just smiling while like rocking back and forth because this is like pretty exciting for her because she's just like, yay!
Like he's gonna grunt out. He's gonna grunt out like Han's kill wife.
You're gonna shout out kill wife?
Han's kill wife instead of midwife. It's kill wife. The opposite.
So like,
And
a
with,
dark version of Scooby Doo.
I guess so.
I was about to say, when you are raging, you have no intelligible speak, sir. So, it is one of the drawbacks of playing a barbarian. When you're raging, you're raging.
But no, I think that's it for Big.
Cool. You guys hear like a hollering from the hallway behind you that you recognize as your dwarf friends, and you're Dazzlin first. Oh, what'd you guys find? And Noslin's like, need some help?
Bink is gonna just yell, jelly.
Is that an answer? I don't know. Is that I don't know.
She just yells jelly.
That's fine. You can just like hear the dwarves like talking to themselves because they're not that far away, but they're around a corner. You lose a lot of their words, but they're not yelling at you anymore. So you just hear like the dwarves like talking to each other, and you see them like make their way, and they like appear in the entryway, and they like look, and they're like, I don't think we can get past you guys. It's pretty tight squeeze. We'll be back here if you need us. And that's it for them. If Bink is done, brings us to my jelly boys, who are going to take a shot apiece at each of you. The one that is attacking Hans rolls all of 6, which I doubt hits.
No.
The one attacking Bink rolls all of 16. I don't know if that hits.
Yeah, it hits over by 1 point.
Oof. Okay. So that means where did my freaking dice go?
Bink's finally getting hit after this entire time.
There's no D6.
She's killed 3 slime and finally she's getting hit.
Well, she's been sitting back for a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. Helmet sitting.
And Hans has like started the process and drawn a lot of the attack from these guys, but you got a solid shot on one of the mini me's, so he's gonna do the thing. So that is 10. That is 10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And 4 acid damage.
Okay. So 14 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. For a second I was like, it's the same thing, right?
It probably is. The only thing that you probably have any immunity to is poison, and that you probably don't have immunity for all the kinds of poison. So, but anyway,
Bink is down to 8.
You got the bitch slapping this time around.
Yeah, Bink got bitch slapped.
And it missed Hans, And that is it for the oozes. Oozes. Hans is up.
He's gonna go for the one closest to me. He's gonna go for another exit.
The one.
He figures if he cuts them in half long enough, they're gonna be, not a threat.
Yep. Because you have evidence of that. You've sliced one and like watched the excess slop against the wall. So.
Oh no, the dice.
All right, getting a new D20. This one I lost. This one. I think it's 15 to hit.
That's a hit. Roll your damage. Yeah, I lost a D6 earlier.
Oh dang. 6 damage.
That is some, but not enough for me to ask you the magic question. As you guys have sliced these oozes down to size. And is that it for you, Hans?
Yeah.
Bink, you're up.
Bink is gonna crawl from the top of Han's helmet to kind of on his back. She's backpack Bink.
Okay.
And then can she, like, I'm assuming his arms are up enough where she could, like, get her tongue through the pit.
Yeah, you can, like, lean around him. That's fine.
Yeah. She's gonna try to lean around him. That way she can at least somewhat avoid some attacks, I guess you could say, her attempt at it. And then go for the one he just hit.
Okay. Roll attack for me, please.
Okay. Nat 20.
Roll to confirm your crit.
Would I have to roll this time to get it?
You roll again to see. If you beat his AC again, then it's for surezies.
A 10.
That's a for surezies. So roll your D4 and double it, and then add your dexterity modifier.
Okay. Come on, dice. Do nice things. Come on, dice. 5 plus 4, 9.
That's enough to kill him. How do you want him to die?
Let me just do like bubble pop.
Bubble
Bubble
pop.
pop.
Bubble
Bubble
pop.
pop.
Bubble
Bubble pop.
pop.
Bubble pop. Bubble pop.
There you go. He's dead. Dead. You done, Bink?
Bink is gonna go like hide back around Han's back to avoid another attack.
Okay. Sounds good. Because she's hiding, she is not able to see the jelly's next move. As it begins to... And I'm going to move these figures so you can see, because there's all this, like, rubble and stuff. So the jelly just kind of starts to, like, sink into the rubble, and its volume starts to shrink, and Hans realizes that it's, like, seeping into, like, all of these cracks, and he only has a moment or two to try and strike at it before it's gone. Does he do so?
He's gonna go for that hit.
Cool. Roll to hit.
19.
That's a hit. Roll your damage.
$10.
Sweet. You only have access to the top half of him because he started to smush in between the rocks. But you get to tell me what happens to him rather than the other way around. He's dead. What's up? How do you kill him?
Okay. So like top half of him, he basically cuts into it, and he basically gets.
You cut out.
He basically, because like he only has access to top half of him, the other half is in the rubble.
Rocks.
He basically gives him a new ass because it doesn't cut all the way through him, and like as it starts like bubbling apart, just to be on the safe side, he hits the rubble like 5 or 6 more times with his axe, like breaking it apart, making sure that thing's dead and hasn't escaped.
Cool.
So you made a butt crack.
Yeah.
He got cheeks.
Roll me a flat D20, please. Andreas.
13.
Cool, fine. Nothing happens. And, and he's dead. He's gone. He's done.
Okay.
You guys are back in free action. And after a moment or two of silence, you see Norbis poke his head around. Oh, Did you get it? Yeah, see? And he's like, just leans over. I told you didn't need us. They got it. They're fine.
With this, Han just kind of shakes his head, comes out of rage, and like, yeah, I think it's clear.
Bink is gonna kind of go back onto. She's gonna do her little crawl back onto his helmet and kind of put her head over onto his and like point at like her little arm and go ow.
I guess beer heals him, so he's gonna offer Bink some beer.
Okay.
Has Bink drank beer up to this point? Like,
That's
did
up
she
to
do
you.
that in the last time?
I don't think you drank any beer at the tavern, so
Oh no, she did drink some beer at the tavern
I don't.
when
I
they
don't
went to bed.
Oh, that sounds right.
So she's gonna go, and then she's gonna do her little yawn and go. Just make mouth smacking noise.
Yep.
Okay, Han's just gonna like basically look around the rubble if he can, just make sure that there's nothing else hiding. And then once he's like all sure that everything's clear, he's basically gonna start heading back down the hallway and be like to the dwarves, like, wake us up if anything happens. Don't need one of those like coming around and sneaking up on you.
He's like, oh, if we see one of those, we'll yell loud enough to wake you up. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I guess with that, then Han's definitely going to go to one of those, like, keep forgetting what it was called, but this one room that has like the beds and stuff in it.
Yeah. I think it's called a bedroom or a bed chamber or a barracks or something.
Yeah.
Cool. So then you guys take your long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Hans is gonna lay in that bed, and Biggs is gonna crawl up there with a little cuddle.
Then I think that is an excellent place for us to end it this evening. We will pick it up next time Daniel can't make it for whatever reason with your guys' shift clearing the rubble in the excavation process. And ironically enough, we are still in Dragons of Icefire Peak territory. You guys have not touched Mines of Phandalin yet because this is all the same adventure, or all the same encounter, rather. So lots and lots and lots of content here. And it's really easy for me to run. If you guys are okay with this format for just the pickup games, then I basically don't. If I have the free time, I should be able to run it. Like this takes very little energy because everything's written down. I've preloaded the maps with the Fogs of War, which is why I wanted to do it in Owlbear, because the Fog of War tool is a lot easier to use in 2D than it is in 3D. And it kind of helps with that, like, exploring the dungeon feel, you know? So, if Daniel cancels again next week, we can play this again next week, you know? So, sweet. Sweet. This is awesome. It's fun.
Woo!
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to end the stream. Give me half a second. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us, for watching. This is not the normal deal. I do normally DM on Wednesday nights. I don't normally DM this campaign. I don't really usually DM pre-written stuff. This is one of my first forays into that. I usually have a homebrew campaign that we run, but we can't do that when one of our players cancels because I only have a 3-man party. Balancing things for 2 and for 3 members is totally different, and I don't really want to do that on the fly. It's not fair to my players. So we play this instead. I think it's great. I love it. Doesn't take a lot of my energy. It's interesting, and the stat blocks are provided. Sweet. So I will catch you guys later. If you're watching this on YouTube, congratulations for making it through this long of a video. I have more of them. They will show up in the corners. Later.